Falcon fans, Falcon fans, Falcon fans.
What's up? What's up?
You already know what it is. Here we go again, Chase. You already know what it do.
Yes, sir.
One time for the fan. We are back. Of course, we are talking Falcons football with all you diehard Atlanta Falcon fans. Got a couple more podcasters. Don't know where they're at right now. But, nah, they'll be joining us here shortly. But shout out to everybody who's here in the chat already. Shout out to all the diehard Falcon fans who will be listening in on Apple or Spotify, wherever you're listening. He didn't get the link.
Sheesh.
Hold on.
Let's speed up,
get him in
man.
here.
The hotspot ain't working, man. The mobile hotspot ain't it, Bodie.
We gotta get the day one in here. Bodie been out there in that driveway all day. That what he had? What was going on today? Well, a neighborhood sale. What was going on?
He had to fix the pothole.
Sheesh.
They all turned in a note complaining about hitting the pothole.
Gosh.
And Bodie, it was Bodie's turn. He got picked to do that, so he's tied up today.
Technical difficulties, but it will be all right. Bodie 3000 will be with us here shortly. Lyrics mom Kiara will be with us shortly. Chase 1000 is in the building. AKA Chase _ ATL Hope.
Yes,
For
sir.
all those Falcon fans that's following Chase on his channel too as well. Shout out to Chase. Diehard podcaster here with One Time for the Fan and diehard Atlanta Falcons fan. Chase, what's going on, man? How's your week been since we last talked, brother?
Man, been cool and can't complain. Good little weekend. Got some fishing in on the river. Drowned the phone this weekend. So
Lost the phone?
Yeah, fell right out the pocket, I believe. So it's been a good weekend other than that, leading up to that. But yeah, just been cool.
But did you get the fish, man?
We didn't do too great on the fish.
Come on, man. Not lose the phone and lost the fish.
Got sunburnt. That's about the only thing we got.
Gosh. Big Little Country, if you watching or listening, boy Chase, man, lost the phone and the fish.
Send somebody out to get it.
That's tough. Die-hard Falcon fans. Get on Chase for losing that phone. But I found it. I don't know if you noticed. I posted it on your comment.
You sent Dez out?
I found it. So I don't know if we're going to send Dez out or if we're going to send Boo Man out. But I found it in the, what is it? The Al-Hotma? What is it? The Alatuma?
Autumn Hall.
Y'all country boys. Found that out there in the, whatever that river is over there. So
down here in the south.
In the south.
Yeah.
SOUF. In the south. Die-hard Atlanta Falcon fan. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody's going crazy here. My weekend was nice, man. Manchester City coming away with the big win.
Nice.
Champions. Feeling good once again. So it's always good when Manchester City wins something. But this is big for all you Man City fans. Atlanta United won. 2 as well. Braves won. 2 as well. So the weekend was stacked on just things that was just going on with Atlanta sports and so forth. But hold on. Security just alerted me. Looks as if somebody ID card scanning red.
Oof. Got to pay the
and
bill.
then a limo just pulled up too. So this is good. Right on time. What do you know?
Damn, what my limo? I know you saw my limo.
You're the one ID who's didn't scan correctly. So that's why they didn't let you in the building. They just text me and said, "Do you know this guy?" I said, "Yeah, he's good. Saw you on the camera." But the limo that pulled up, of course, has to be the diehard Falcon fan.
Ooh, what Bodie drinking? Moonshine?
Shit.
Last time I drank moonshine, I was in jail.
Gosh.
I went to jail. I ain't drinking that shit no more.
Starting off on point. Lyrics mom, Kara's here in the building. Bodie 3000 here in the building. How was y'all weekend, y'all?
It was good. Had a good weekend. It was chill.
Nice. 3000?
Yeah, I'm chilling with my kids. I ain't seen my kids in 2 weeks. So it was great.
Okay. That's a good feeling, y'all. That's a good feeling. Get some family time in. Chase got some fishing in. Bodie, I don't know if you saw, but he lost the phone.
Damn.
We would find the phone on the way.
It fell in the lake. I saw it.
Fell in the lake going after some bass.
Talking that shit.
Who knows what happened down there? But we found the phone, Bodie. So I don't know if we need to send a dive team to go get it, but I posted it on Chase Pan. I put the little red pin where the phone is in the river. So we found the phone. Just have to get somebody down there to get it. Kiara, glad for you to be back here on another episode of One Time for the Fan.
What's up?
Die Hard Falcon fans, we are having a great weekend. Probably a much better weekend than Zion.
Sheesh.
Oh,
Bam!
and that girl's still going.
Sheesh.
She's still going.
That one's going to the moon, y'all.
He must have talked some shit. He must have promised some shit for real.
No, like she was getting like $107,000, like almost a month.
Hey,
like she
we talk
posted
about the Falcons here on One Time for the Fan. We were talking about gossip and all this tea. That's what they were saying with a T. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about right now. This whole segment will be dedicated to Zion. But boy, what you doing?
Embarrassing.
That's
we got
what that cootie cat do to you.
We got a lot to go over here on One Time for the Fan. Shout out to everybody listening on Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you're listening, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever Facebook group you're in, check it in. Shout out to Rise Up Tour. Everybody repping the Atlanta Falcons. Chase, a lot of news so far going on with the Atlanta Falcons.
But he didn't get it because his phone fell in the river.
Shit.
I had to do a lot.
I'm coming for your ass tonight, but it's gonna be a long show.
Chase had his notes. Is it okay, Chase? Can we still find out the Falcons news in it?
And in paper.
Yeah, my boy is on point. Bodie, yeah, one up you, boy. That boy just give you the one up at the Mario jump, Bodie. Jeez, my boy put out the paper with the notes. That's die hard. That's dedication right there, Falcon fan. Chase, just pull up the notes just real quick, just one more time for all you podcasters, all you Falcon fans out there. My boy lost his phone and came with the notes tonight on the podcast. Kiara,
that's dedication.
That's dedication. That's dedication.
Shout out to you, buddy.
Duncan, you have to do something down there. Where you at? Wait. You have to do something down there, Duncan. Duncan Pender Hughes. Class act. What was that? House party? Which one was that? With him and Blade Brown. Which one? You remember you got the little flop going, the little thing going on, the Duncan Pender Hughes thing? You don't know?
I ain't seen the movies in a minute, bro.
Man, come on, Bodie.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I ain't seen
Chat going crazy. Everybody's here. We're gonna check in with them in a minute. Chase, some Falcon news and updates, man. What's going on? Anybody get signed? Anybody get released? What's happening with the Falcons roster right now?
Just from the top, from what I've seen from yesterday's report, Chris Blair, receiver from the XFL, he's trying out for the Falcons this training camp. They said he flashed pretty well last season. He carried his team all the way to the championship game. He caught 25 passes in 10 games for 584 yards with a blazing 23.3 average per catch. Sheesh. He only scored 3 touchdowns. He was cut by the Packers May of 2022. So just a guy to watch, 6'2", 198 pounds. So speedy receiver at a little less height than what we usually sign for this team. So it's definitely a guy to look out for. Breon Borders, cornerback, suspended first 2 games for performance-enhancing substance. So won't see him for 2 games. You don't even know if he'll make the actual list, but he's 27 years old.
Shit, not spoiler alert.
A height of 6 foot, so a name to look at there. Falcons officially signed Matthew Bergeron, last rookie to get his deal. So he's looking at a $9 million with a cap hit of 1.63. So that's according to overthecap.com. So once again, Terry making smart moves, making that money move. Falcons also released Jalen Dalton, a newly signed Carolina Panther. So
that boy Chase on point, man. Is that just the front page of the notes, or is there's a
that's all I got for signing?
No, like Chase. It look like a ballpoint, so if you write on the back, it's gonna bleed.
That boy Chase logged into the iCloud. I'm gonna get these notes. I don't give a damn. This shit in the river. What's that app where you get the messages off your phone? Gosh, Chase, you going in. Shout out to Chase with that Falcons news and updates. Bodie, Jalen Dalton, released by the Falcons, picked up by the Panthers. He was on our team last year. Panthers
was.
still need depth on that defensive line too as well. It's a possibility that he might make their 53. Any Falcon fans need to be worrying about Dalton going to the Panthers?
No.
That O-line we got, man, I ain't worried about nobody in the NFC South.
D-line deep. We straight.
We stacked.
And I ain't worried about that. I mean, shout out to Dalton. Hope he, I always, shout out to these cats. They talented cats. Hope they make it in their endeavors. But, you ain't worry about it.
Yeah.
Kiara, a lot of players are trying to make this 53. And anxious to hear about the news about what's his name? Breon Borders?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Breon Borders, cornerback.
Breon Borders. To hear the news about Breon Borders, Kiara, it's not a good look for a guy trying to make this roster.
Right.
Getting suspended for 2 games. The Falcons had that 0 tolerance and an issue that he's probably I don't know if it happened during last season, Chase.
He was a recent Titan last year, so I'm guessing it was over the they do all those tests right after the end of the season to see if they're eligible to participate for other teams.
Mm-hmm.
And
it said after a successful workout.
I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure the Falcons didn't sign him knowing he was already suspended.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Kiara, hearing that news for a guy trying to make the 53, good news, bad news? Falcons just going to roll with it? Do they want this type of behavior still in their locker room, or how are you looking at it as a fan?
I don't even think he makes the 53. I think, I think that's a done deal.
That's a stack position as it is anyway.
You're right. Because we got 90
at
this point.
Mm-hmm.
I done lost count.
A lot.
Chase, some more news we got. Avery Williams. You talked about this at OTAs because you was down here at the Benz. Mm-hmm. You saw when they, I guess, helping him off the field or whatever.
Yeah. And
this is shorts and T-shirts. It wasn't even out there doing full pad-on drills. So Avery being out, there's probably some news about Cordell Patterson wanting to be at kick return. A lot of fans want to see him over there. I guess there's Arthur Smith talking about Penny Hart, Josh Ali, D. Alford, Mike Hughes, 4 players who can possibly step up and take that role.
Mike Hughes is a guy with experience at that position. Played it a couple years back. Very speedster. I even had Mike Hughes coming in here competing for a cornerback spot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
a lot of Falcon fans kind of had Mike Hughes looking at this 53, seeing that he was signed in that period where the team was stacking up in the offseason around Jesse Bates, David Onyemata, Caden Ellis, and then here comes Mike Hughes, and people looking at it like, oh, snap, you got Mike Hughes and Jeff Okudah? Oh, they're definitely on that 53.
Yep.
Bodie, Avery Williams, tough. That a player who was kind of binging away for us, if you look at it. I think his rookie year, he was rated top 3 in return yards too as well. PFF rating was pretty high for him. Didn't get the ball too much at running back because of the way that they run their system. But this is a guy that could be used in the special teams or on a specialist play that you might not be expecting on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 type of play if he gets into a game. Last year, I think he caught 3 passes. I think he had 4 or 5 attempts at trying to run the ball. So they try to get him in something.
Like
but he's more of a special teams
he
guy.
had a touchdown in that Bucks game in Tampa as well.
He did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But see, he's more of a specialist to me if you're looking at it. So knowing that he's not going to be there on the team, Bodie, this is an opportunity for another guy to step up. And hearing D. Alford, you did the breakdown of him last year. That's good to know that his name's still being talked about, or possibly making his 53. But Bodie, we talked on the phone the other day. Penny Hart and Josh Ali.
Yeah.
Where did this come from, Bodie?
Just guys who gonna get an opportunity. These guys I can't write them off. I can't say I've seen enough tape on them to say that what they'll do, but they seem to be guys. Ali's been around for a minute. They like him. They like something about him. Even if I don't know a lot about him. And Hart, I don't know much about Hart. I need to do my research more.
Sheesh.
These are guys that will compete. You know what I'm saying? We'll open up positions. That's the thing, though. Is next man up. You hear all these teams say it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Next man up. Next man up. And apparently, I guess they don't want CP to run kick return, punt return, which is asinine to me.
With the new rules, kick return and punt returns are going to hardly even be a thing this year.
Damn,
it looks like what people was talking about years ago, that they really want to take it away. And the new rules in place, they're trying to take it away, it looks like.
Might as well just take this shit away.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point. But that's another debate. So Yeah, it's just getting crazy. So I don't know. I don't even know how that's going to end up. But I know that Avery Williams is he's a little scat back out there. I mean, he got his little chances. Of course, he had a lot of talent in front of him. He's even more talented in front of him this year. So, like, his opportunities are going to be slim to none unless it was kick return. So, man, speed recovery to Avery Williams.
Kiki.
Yes, sir.
Avery's out. Next man up. Heard some of the names that Coach spoke about. Some people do want CP back there. Knowing, his age, I'm guessing they don't know if they want to keep him back there for that type of role. I mean, no, even though they might try to take away special teams in the future, there are going to be some kickoffs where he's going to get a chance to, take a few back. But I don't know if they want to keep CP back there. I know Tori McElhaney from Fox 5 dropped the report earlier this week. Shout out to Tori. But any names that you want to see back there returning the ball this season, Key? Because we got some players out there who can make some moves now.
I definitely want to see D Alfred out there. I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
And Eric made a good point because somebody posted the Falcons posted that picture of Algier, the year 2. And somebody was complaining under it. So why do we need to get Bijan Robinson? And this is one of the reasons why we lost another running back.
Yeah.
So
you had nobody after Tyler.
Right.
That's the thing.
One thing fans need to look at.
We don't know what's the situation with Huntley going to be like, so.
I was getting ready to bring that up. Now that Avery is out, you're looking at your 3 running backs in the room right now. You're looking at Bijan, you're looking at Algier, you're looking at CP. And if Huntley does make this 53, then he would be your next guy to step in. I don't think he's going to be on the special.
I can't remember the guy's name. One of the guys we signed a late running back signing. He was a vet.
Are you talking about the one from last year that got hurt and didn't play?
Damian?
Yeah.
Williams?
Yeah. No, we signed a guy this year. I got to look his name up, find out more about him. But I've seen a lot from him at OTAs. He ran a lot behind. When Avery went out for sure, he came in the role of Williams for a good little bit. I think it was number 28 or something.
This 53 is going to be tough to make. I'm glad that we get a chance here on the podcast to talk about it when the preseason comes around because we get to see every play either at the Benz or at the house.
Carlos Washington.
Washington. That's the guy. That's the guy. But we get a chance to see this preseason this year. We got the Dolphins, the Steelers, and the Bengals. So we got 3 good preseason games that we get a chance to see these players make the team. And, of course, here on One Time for the Fan, we'll talk about it. And then, when they break down whoever their 53 is, a lot of fans going to be sad to see some players go. I mean, but this is the new team that's going to be going forward to go help, this team go win the Super Bowl. I mean, we want to see that happen. D-Led posted something about Jalen Hawkins might be the safety out coming up. And now, fans are starting to talk about that too as well. So we'll see as the season gets closer what's going to happen with some of these positions here. But going into training camp, I feel good about this team. I feel really good about this team this year. So, Falcon fans, I hope you're with me.
Yeah,
Chase, you good?
Improved.
Yes, sir.
Huh? I was just saying, yeah, man, we improved as much as you can improve a team like that with the money we had. We fill in more holes than I thought. We signed more people than I thought we would.
Terry definitely splashed. He didn't play day one.
I still can't believe we got Bates. Like that's still shocking.
Yeah. So shout out to that. That's one top 5 safeties in the league. So yeah, it's gonna be lit. They're gonna change the whole. And that's the thing, though, and that's another thing. I was talking to Boo Man. Shout out Boo Man. I was talking to him about our secondary.
Oh, he worked.
He worked. Shout out. I was telling him the secondary gonna be way better. The secondary, we had the names, but we just didn't have pass rush. They had to run back and forth because we had nobody getting to the quarterback. So the secondary was naturally bad because quarterback gonna find somebody open because we couldn't get to the quarterback.
Right.
So this year we got better pass rush and we got better secondary players. So it just equals better turnout for our defense. So that's what I'm most excited about. And adding the top 5 safety in the league. Look out.
Falcon fans, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. And as of recent, hit that star button. So shout out to the Loke Shoe.
Shout out.
Started us up last week. He was like, tapping the hell out them stars. But yeah, the star system does work. First time here doing it on One Time for the Fan. So it's up and running. So hit those stars, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Kiara at the end of the preseason. She might throw her draws with Jesse Bates. You never know. So I don't know how we're gonna work that.
Yeah, throw her drawers just like Chase threw his phone in the river.
Shit. Jesse said, "You see that bag? You see that bag out there?" She over there like, "That's the phone." Oh shit, that's the phone. Oh, that's the phone. Reeling it on.
It's gonna be a long night.
Well, shout out to Chase, man. I'm not a good fisher myself, so I don't know how to.
No.
You know, do a little bit too much there.
I wasn't the only one that caught anything, so I will say that.
Oh.
Gosh,
didn't get your phone though.
Gosh, I don't know. I hope he can do one of these.
I didn't even know it was gone, bro. I didn't even know it was gone.
So wait, so I'm guessing, are you standing like in the river, or are you doing like more?
I was getting out of the boat to go home and notice my phone.
You was on the boat. Whoa,
way out there in the water.
Oh yeah, that's gone.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That shit down there with the Titanic.
One time for the fan. Let's get to the chat. Chat's going crazy before we go ahead and get to the next topic here. Deshaun's in the building. Do you hear what I hear? That boom, that boom. Oh, I like that booming in the car. Is that Kiara, what's that? That's Black Eyed Peas, ain't it?
Minaj, I don't know.
Isn't that Black Eyed Peas?
I think that is.
No, I don't know that.
I don't know. That's not Nicki Minaj though, is it?
It's Carter B Street that makes you. What?
That ain't that boom boom bass. No, it's not that.
Right. That's not like that.
That's gotta be Black Eyed Peas.
That's the only other thing I can think of too. Black Eyed.
Deshaun, you stopped us on this one, brother.
Deshaun's the first time.
You got us, brother. The newest member of Southern Silk. You got us. 95 North Falcons Talk Show.
Alberto.
What's good, Falcons family?
Hey, Alberto.
Alberto.
Alberto will be linking up with us in New York when the Falcons go up there to go beat up on those Jets. Anthony White is in the building. Say, what's good, fam?
What's up, Anthony?
Good, bro.
My champion is here in the chat. What's up, Jack and Chase Carey? What's up, Carey?
Carey.
What's up?
Manchester City fan. Over here talking to Berto. You can see how Falcon fans know each other from other podcasts too as well. So it's good that other content creators come over here, check out this channel. Fans from that channel check out One Time for the Fan. Then people head over to like Country Show, and then from Country Show they head over to Alberto Show. Alberto, they might head to Out of Your Falcon Mind. So it's crazy how everybody just loves talking Falcons football with all these content creators, man. So dope. John Tay Rozier's in the building. Said, what it do?
What's good, bro? Appreciate you checking in.
Hashtag the fan club. Hashtag one timers. Losi's in the building with the emoji. Said one time.
One time, baby.
Sheesh. Sullivan's in the chat. He said, "Oh no, guess who's back?
Back again."
We lit. All the Falcon fans checking in from all the Falcons groups, Falcons Universe, Falcons Nation, Rise Up Tour, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Pamela Johnson, who diehard Bijan Robinson fan since day one, called it here in the chat. She was calling Bijan Robinson last season. I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Shout out, Pam.
Lisa Shepard,
Hey,
Block and
Lisa.
Dirty's in the building.
What's going on?
Look, we got Falcon content creators in the chat. We got Block and Dirty in the chat. I ain't gonna lie, we might have player family watching. You know what I'm saying?
Sip the tea.
I ain't gonna say too much. Chase, you know. Shout out to Elijah Wilkinson and his family. You know, Elijah Wilkinson's dad used to watch the podcast too as well. So now that he's not a member of the team, I mean, I can go ahead and say it. But yeah, he was a big time fan of One Time for the Fan and what we had to say. So a lot of the support coming from Elijah being here was also because, you know, we know the family too as well. So Elijah's a great dude overall. Great dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we want to see him do well in Arizona, except for when he plays the Falcons. Otherwise than that, go on and do your thing, brother. Let's see here. Oh no, Chase, not the phone. Hope you caught lots of fish to make up for it.
Can't say I did. Can't say I did.
Dang, sheesh.
Had a good time though. Did a lot of swimming. Had a good time.
I can imagine Chase right now on the boat, steps back, sees the shark. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Was that like a canoe? What was that? One of them little, like one of those? Chase, what was you doing? You practicing for the Olympics out there?
Me and a bunch of homies, man. Just a bunch of buddies from work.
Oh, okay.
I know y'all was drinking.
Yeah, we're just having a good old time.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all had a good time, man. Because it's always good when it's not even talking about the Falcons or, you know, dealing with your family and so forth or work. You get a chance to step away,
yes, sir.
Have a good time and fishing. But the phone The phone
that was
chase.
a bummer. At the end of the day, too, it was a bummer.
Hope that phone can swim.
Yeah, sunk.
What's up,
Bubba
Bubba
Gump's in the
Gump?
chat.
What's good, Gump?
The red and black is in the chat. Ernest Hall's in the chat.
Yeah.
Ernest, where you
Ernest
GB, where you checking in now? Where you in?
He across
Where you on the
world,
moon?
cuz. Yeah, he done been everywhere.
Sheesh.
Bro, we
DSGB
everywhere.
Hall representing. Pamela Johnson. Red Swarm is in the chat. Say, yo, what it do, fellas?
What it do?
Good.
Red Swarm.
That's
We have
fine.
Well, let's see him. Let's see him in the chat. Let's
a
see
young
him.
lady here.
I'm bruh. It's fine.
Gosh, not bro. Not little cuz.
Look,
Shout out to Red Swarm in the chat. Celebrities in the chat. Eric Parker's here.
Hey, Eric.
Okay.
what's good, Eric?
How you doing?
Lisa Shepard's here. Said it was a great meeting Ritter, London, and Algiers this week. Good turnout to all the Falcon fans who went to go see some of the players out there in Atlantic Station, signing autographs, taking pictures, holding babies. I saw Drake holding the babies. I think that's ATL Will too as well. We gotta get Will here on the podcast. But that's good when Falcon fans are out here in the community. You know what I'm saying? Coming out here, and it was a rainy day. Fans still showed up to get their autographs because they're excited about this team. And this is the off season. Friday, a Thursday, they're gonna pop up in Atlantic Station and take some pictures and sign some autographs. Shit, you better be there. When else are you gonna meet them without them big crowds? Those are opportunities fans need to take advantage of, right, Key? I mean, if you're down here and they say Drake is signing gallons of milk at Publix, hey, I'm finna give me a gallon of milk. I'm going to Publix too.
Right. I had some family that got to see some that got to go to Fort Stewart when they were out there. I think that was Friday when some of them were out at on the Army base.
I go through Fort Stewart every morning.
Yeah.
You picking up or dropping off when you go over there, Chase? What's going on?
Straight through, ain't stopping.
What's up, Mike?
Diehard Falcon fan in the building, content creator here in the building. Michael Anthony Linson is in the chat. He said, "Is that my favorite girl?" Eye emojis. Kiara.
Michael.
Wallace Smith is in the building. He said, "What's going on there, baby?" Shout out to Wallace.
What's good?
Wow.
So, Kiara, before I,
Hey, Sade.
Because remember when I said it before, Kiara?
No, it's been a year. You still can't pronounce her name.
I just said Sade. I just said Sade. I just said it.
I'm just saying, you still struggle with that.
Who changed my name in that chat, Kiara? It was like Sade with a T or something. What did I say? I didn't say that.
I think it was like Sade with an R.
Sade, yeah, SHARDAY or something. I didn't say that.
That was Eric. He's like, who's Sade?
Good and terrible.
Shout out to Eric, man. Shout out to Sade in the chat. Shout out to Bodie 7000 and Chase who lost his phone. Joseph Avery here in the chat. Bring your Falcons comments, bring your Falcons questions. We got another topic to get to, but the chat's always lit. We love talking with y'all. Joseph's back in the chat. He said, "Hey fellas, how are y'all?" Kiara, he
it's fine. I'm bruh.
Probably forgot. Hey fellas, how are y'all? What's going on? What's new? I see we have added a lot of players from training camp. We are going to be a good. We are going to be good. What area of the team concerns y'all? Go Grits Blitz. He's big on defense. What area concerns you? We can go ahead and answer this question real quick. Chase,
a good question.
What area of the team concerns you right now?
That concerns me. I wouldn't say it's really even a concern, but I would say left guard. Left guard is the biggest void that I think that needs to be taken care of. Bergeron's a rookie, so we can't expect a high ceiling for a second rounder. I know we expect him to be a starter, but just that position there, I think that's the biggest need of concern for me. I'm sure Coach will get it right of who starts there and who is taking that spot for Desmond Ridder to be safe back there in the passer pocket, because I think it's going to be a lot more than just a bunch of handoffs. I think Ridder gets a chance to actually sling the ball this year. So left guard, that would be my answer, left guard.
There's going to be some games this year, Falcons fans, where if you're the coaching staff, you have to say, look, we have to let Ridder shine. And he has to get it out about 25, 30 times. There's going to be a couple games where you have to show that. I can see that Texans game being one. Hell, I can see that Packers game week 2 being one.
Lions.
A couple teams where you might be able to take advantage in the air versus on the ground. And you have to be able to do that. And that's what Desmond Ridder is here for. Kiara, you hear what Chase said. What area is your concern right now?
I would like to see who's going to be that wide out number 2. That's what I want to know. Like, is it gonna be Mac, or are they gonna grab somebody, later on? What's gonna happen in that? You know.
I was talking with a Falcon fan the other day. They was talking about adding, I think it was Kendrick Bourne, I believe, from the Patriots, if he's available. I kind of let the Falcon fan know that I think the Falcons are kind of stuck on who they have in the building right now versus going outside the building. And Hollins is a true number 2. I know fans are not too tight on that. He's played number 2 his whole career, pretty much, in the NFL. So coming over here on a 1-year deal, it's possible he can make the 53. But if you see another solid number 2 out there available and the Falcons do decide to pick him up, then I can see him maybe not making the roster. But Scotty Miller's not going to be your number 2.
Right.
Going into the depth chart in the training camp, Bodie, your 4, 5, and 6 is what I'm worried about. Because we know Pitts is going to have to try to get the ball as well. We know CP is going to have to try to get the ball. But you still need some talent out there outside of Miller, Hollins, and Drake London. And maybe that's the role for Darby to step up. Maybe that's the role for Justin Marshall that I've talked about before to step up. Penny Hart, Josh Ali, they're wide receivers too. And their name has been called apart to be a part of maybe the special teams. So maybe one of them steps up.
Yeah,
Hodge.
A couple cats from the XFL, like, wide receivers. Maybe they'll step up. You never know. Like, we didn't expect to see D Alford last year. So, I mean, we'll see.
Right.
We'll see what happens. It's always a surprise.
Bodie, any area of your concern for the team this year so far?
Bruh, I mean, it's going to sound weird coming from me, and the fact that we actually handled it, but I ain't seen a good defense in so long. I just want to see it. I gotta see it.
Yeah, I feel you.
Okay, I need to see it in motion. Like all them cats we got, I just need to see it happen now. Like I ain't concerned, but like I'm like, it's been a while, What I'm saying? So it has. That's my.
It would be a bummer to see the D not be a top 10.
You're looking at the defense and the moves that were made from the players we had last season. And like Bodie said, you want to see them on the field week 1. If we can fast forward to week 1 right now and see the 53 and go smack the Panthers next week, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But right now, we haven't had this feeling, Falcon fans, in a long time because we haven't had this money.
Right.
Now we go out and sign a couple, not no C and D list talent. We signed some A's and some B's too.
Right.
But a lot of players we brought in have playoff experience. They've been in that locker room with players that's, coming up, rookies, second year, third year, know how to coach them in those areas. Calais Campbell, who's a leader in every locker room he's been in. Jesse Bates, coming from Cincinnati. David Onyemata, Kaden Ellis. Even Zoe Carter coming back, too, as well. The moves that they made to bring some of the players back. Resigning Caleb McGarry. Giving the contract to Lindstrom. The moves that Falcons made this year has fans super excited because we want to see the team win. And I said it when the podcast started today. I feel really good going into training camp about this team.
Hell yeah, that's the thing. All the new developments, all the new additions we got, they're gonna make cats that we got already better, like Zoe Carter, like freaking AK, like freaking Malone, like all these cats are gonna be better dudes. Zoe Carter is really gonna show up this year. Like,
we're missing people too. We forgot AJ. We haven't even spoke about AJ. We haven't even mentioned Grady
AJ
Jarrett.
was elite on boo-boo defense last year, and that ought to tell you something. So
yeah.
If you're a fan outside of the Falcons looking at this team, you have to admit that the Falcons got better. You have to admit on both sides of the ball.
The media is starting to admit it as well.
They are. That's why the hype train is building up that this team is getting better.
I want to tell them the SMD, but shut the hell up. That's what I want to say. But
Uncle Steve's lounging in the building. So what's up, everyone? That was a crowded sheet.
Uncle Steve.
Hey, Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve is in the building. Who we got here? There's Brianna. Diehard Falcon fans. Bring your questions, bring your comments. Let's go ahead and get to the next topic because Falcon fans are lit. Anybody saw what Peter Schrager said? NFL Network. Falcons is on that media hype train too this week. They're on Good Morning Football. They're over here doing interviews here. I'm like, okay, AJ's here, Drake is here. A lot of stuff going on in the media. I'm glad when Falcon fans get a chance to see the media talk about players in a positive way, because in the past we've been shitted on from the media.
Yeah.
So
Heavy.
Oh, yeah.
any good news for the Falcon fans is good. And Peter Schrager talking about top 5 breakout wide receivers of 2023. Why is Drake London on this list, Chase?
Because he deserves it.
Sheesh.
Every bit of it. Just coming out of his rookie year with a bridge quarterback putting over almost 600 yards throughout the year. I mean, this guy's a baller. Imagine him with a QB1 like Desmond Ridder from week 1. I talked about it, and I brought it up in a podcast earlier. When Ridder took over, Drake was hitting 120 yards a game, and it was just something you didn't see other than the first 2 games of his season. So, yeah, Drake deserves every bit of a breakout year because he did it his rookie season, and I feel like he was really underappreciated by the media last year just because of some of the other players that came out with him that shined. So, yeah, I could definitely see Drake top 5 breakout player.
For me, go check out the One Time for the Fan Drake London highlight reel we put out last year. It's pretty dope.
Yep.
Drake deserves to be on this list. Bodie, Drake listed at number 3. They got Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Tyquan Thornton, Justin Ross. I mean, to have Drake on that list is pretty big. And Drake did do a decent job last year here with the Falcons. And now this offense has got much better with Bijan and Pitts, who we believe is going to be coming back soon at 100%. And get to see Ridder with him, CP, Algier. Offense going to be ticking this year, man. So Drake London on this list, is that good? He might not see all the Falcon fans who tag him on Twitter, but he definitely saw this one from Peter Schrager. And a lot of fans do follow Peter Schrager and NFL Network. So is this good for Drake right here? Bodie, going into the season?
I mean, Drake know how good he is, man. He knew the type of quarterback he played with most of last year. He knew them boo-boo passes he was getting, them sidearm dirtbag passes he was getting. He was having to catch from
not the upside down
all the way
Falcon
from the upside ass crack throw, fucking this
Lord.
shit, all that. He knew all them dirtbag passes he was getting, and then you saw what happened in them last 4 games. So I mean, it just makes sense. Okay, I expect 1,000-yard season. I do.
Facts.
I expect that.
Definitely.
So I mean, it's gonna happen. It's on my fantasy team.
How good is this, Falcon fans? Drake London getting 1,000 yards. People want Bijan to go over 1,000 yards. People want Algier to hit 1,000 yards. People want Pitts to go 1,000 yards. Bro, this is playoffs if you're doing this shit.
No doubt.
There's no you're doing this shit and then you're 4 and 13. No, it's not happening.
Right.
These ain't no padding the stats in the fourth quarter type of situations here. No, you eating. Taylor's coming in fourth quarter with 2 minutes left to go to knee. That's it. Get about the field. He's going home.
I want to see a package.
See my quarterback on the sideline with his helmet in his hand with 2 minutes left to go, looking at next week's game.
Facts.
I want to see packages. I want to see different packages. I want to see all kind of shit. I want to see everybody with their own set of plays. I want to see a lot of stuff. So this is on the coach. It's really on the coach and the talent of the quarterback, which I think he has a lot of talent. Too much talent to fail. So
right.
I expect to see a lot of different packages, a lot different from last year. There's what's the name was just trying to play not to lose.
Yeah.
Kiki, Drake London, your 5th cousin.
That's my first cousin. That's daddy nephew.
Drake's watching this like Kiki.
Right.
But shout out to Drake because everybody's glad that Drake here is in Atlanta. But being top 3 on this top 5 list of breakout wide receivers for 2023, what do you think about that, Kiara, for Drake?
I think that's dope. Honestly, I'm being biased, but I do feel like he should have been number 1. Because I really feel like Chris Olave is not better than him.
Definitely.
I definitely feel like in some of those Saints games, definitely a lot of what is it called, stat padding for him to have more yards. So yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of stat padding with the Saints this year. They're gonna be so far behind in points.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad for them.
They're gonna be ass. They're gonna be able to stat pad. They trying to come up. They trying to do something. But yeah, Chris Olave is not better than. There's a reason why Drake went first the other draft before.
Jeff Wolf checking in. He said, "Okay, guys, got my tickets for Detroit. First row in the club. Tennessee, 50-yard line. Tampa. Jeez, Jeff Wolf, let's get this season started already. See y'all at camp.
Do it.
So a
Okay,
lot of
yeah.
Falcon
Yeah,
fans are
camp.
buying their tickets to some of the games. For those members of the Rise Up Tour, take advantage of your memberships because we get the tickets. The tickets. What the hell? We get the tickets discounted.
Take out. Getting fans.
I've said it like 1,000 times today too, as well. So many people have called me.
Speaking a different language.
Gosh,
Teacups.
Teacups.
What's going on here?
Teacups.
sheesh.
Damn.
Now you good, Joseph Avery. I
The
see
bitch
your
of
comment
tongue?
right here.
Did he bite his tongue when he said it? Teacup. Okay.
God. Oh, they're talking about the song. So yeah, that song from my boy, what's his name? Deshaun earlier. That was Kilo Ali.
Ah, shit. I should know that.
That boy Kilo Ali. You should know that. I mean, you used to yeet back in the day, didn't you? Was you part of that crew, buddy? Don't you still got the video?
Get some. Oh, man.
95 North said my take best offseason signing was Tyler Heineke. Think about it. We all knew the defense was going to get addressed, so was a backup really a priority? I'm glad they went after Taylor. I had said Cooper Rush somewhere in that mix. I think Gardner Minshew. Remember Chase was breaking down the last couple quarterbacks that were there?
Mhm.
And this goes to next year, Falcon fans. You want Ritter to be here because you're not getting Justin Herbert and you're not getting Joe Burrow. It's not happening. But those are two free agent quarterbacks apparently that's available next year. It ain't happening, Falcon fans.
No.
So if Ritter doesn't have a good season, you are probably going to draft a quarterback with your first round pick next year and set up your franchise. Remember, Ritter's a third rounder. People didn't expect him to be starting this year. You want him to have a good year. You want to go to the playoffs. Any Falcon fan wishing that the team does bad this year and Ritter to have a bad season just to get a specific player next year, man, y'all are bad.
Trash.
Y'all are bad.
That's some
That's
I'm on
bad.
that powder type shit. I don't know. What
I keep telling y'all, it could be me at quarterback. I better see damn Jack Spade jerseys all in them stands. I'm telling you, because I can throw Eddie on the run. That's all you need to do. Just roll me out.
Cap.
Drake,
what's his name? I don't know if anybody follows a guy named Benchwarmer Brand. He does like a lot of parody videos of football, and he did a segment this morning like how each team in the NFC can make the Super Bowl. So when he got to us, he pretty much said we're a quarterback away, but not necessarily like saying that Ritter will fail, but saying it basically like, he's a third rounder, so we don't know what he is yet. But being that he's a second year, he could have a good season like Big Ben, because Big Ben started in his second year. Tom Brady started in, I guess, maybe his second year. I think it was a few other names he brought up, and he made good points.
He was behind Bletsoe.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Falcon fans should be excited about this young quarterback that
You
they
said
have right
bitch
here.
warmer who?
Benchwarmer Brand, BRAN. Yeah.
Bet. I'm gonna check them out.
For those that's trying to revoke our ATO card, so this is the first time Deshaun has ever stomped us on his opening intro here. So
I done got them all.
I'm reading the lyrics to the song off of the screen, right? Jason, we've DMX. He'll come in here. He did Eminem.
Yeah,
He's done Little John.
Hey, forget y'all. I'm from Columbus.
And when he came in here, and I knew, I'm sorry that I said Black Eyed Peas because I was just thinking more of just like, I was just out there for a second there. But yeah, it's Kilo Ali.
Boom, pow.
I kept seeing the boom, and I'm like, is that Fergie?
No, you be doing fist pumps.
That is Kilo Ali. So Deshaun, you got us on one. On one. 106 episodes Deshaun been here. One that he stomped us on. Shout out to Deshaun.
No, it's another thing to hear it and sing it or whatever. But you see the
See,
words
here is
on the
different.
screen?
I'll go play it right now. I'm gonna get the copyright strike, but I'll go play it right now. You know what I'm saying? It's on the ACL mix. You know what I'm saying? It's on the mix.
Yeah.
Chase, get it on your Baxley mix too, man.
Jeez, get your phone back too.
Sheesh. Benny Smith is in the building. Rise up, everyone. Fish down there having a good old time. This is what he
Oh,
listened
Lord.
to. Lil Durk.
Hey, Benny.
That's good, man.
Shit.
Chase, did you have the Apple Music on when it went down? Little Durk playing in the background and shit.
What you
Just got off the
Gucci,
phone.
don't you?
If it's an
Yeah,
iPhone,
miss.
you know it's still on too. Like it's still on and still playing right now.
It won't even let me
yeah.
trace it.
That's funny.
It won't let you what?
It won't let me trace it. I tried tracing it.
I found the phone. I told you I
It
found
wouldn't
the
let
phone.
me.
But you're good, Chase, man. I mean, we hope you get your phone back soon. It sucks because in 2023, in this day and age, to lose your phone sucks.
It does.
Let's be real here in the chat. Everybody's gonna agree. Everybody uses your phone.
No, but it's easier though. Like you can't steal phones nowadays. You can back them up real easy. You can get a new phone, back it up, and be good.
Yeah. We be back. We be back in business by Wednesday.
Back in business by Wednesday.
Yeah, we straight.
Okay.
Shit, that's how long it takes them to send a phone to Baxley.
They gotta make it.
You got a refurbish fee. You got all kinds of mess.
Oh yeah.
No, and actually, Chase went down to the factory. Like you guys got together. Phone
Back in the backyard.
Lisa Shepard, Kiki for sure. Get ATO Will on the show.
Yeah, me and him been talking.
We'd love to get ATO Will on the show. Y'all can tag anybody. Tag Taylor Rooks right now, please. Can somebody tag Taylor Rooks on Twitter right now to the post? Just tag Taylor Rooks and be like, yo, get on the show. Diehard Falcon fan. And she out there, was she repping Gwinnett or something?
Yeah, she definitely from here.
Deloach is in the building.
Her and the other chick.
I want them to bring I know you want to say Rashawn Evans back. That is something. That middle linebacker spot is not being talked about as much. I guess Michael Walker, Troy Anderson, don't forget about Tay Davis. Where are they going to slot Caden Ellis? Falcon fans, it's possible you might not see Rashard.
We got a new D coordinator, so I mean, he like a certain type of linebacker. Probably like him to cover people too, so that's probably why you ain't seen him back. This is real. I ain't even making a joke. It's real.
Mm-hmm. Chat going crazy. Cosmos in the chat. Area of concern is the wide receiver room. We talked about that too as well. I like the personnel. All we have that can catch. That's not a wide receiver, but not having an actual wide receiver too, a little different. People are not too heavy on Mac Hollins. People know Scotty Miller is your slot. He's your guy, and he's not going to be a 2. Though the way they line up out there on the field, Bodie, you talked about it. Pitts at 100%. CP should be heavy in that receiving role. Targets is big too as well. Is Drake going to have 150 targets? Is Pitts going to have 125 plus targets? CP, what is he going to have in the receiving role? Bijan, what is he going to have in the receiving role too as well? So you don't know who's going to be the number 2. Mac Hollins right now on the roster seems to be the number 2. But when they line up there on that field, oh man, we're going to find out at the end of the season when we go into the playoffs who's the number 2.
And here's the thing. I mean, it's a new age. It's 2023. It's different. You know, I think we just like basketball. You know how they say positionless basketball. How people don't have a position now. It's just different. I would say, Mac Hollins is penciled in. It's number 2, but we got so many weapons. I think the ball should be thrown to London, Pitts, and Bijan the most. I think those 3 should get most targets, and I think they will.
I'm going to go to DSGB Hall's comment in a minute. So, if you're going to London, Bodie, if you're going to London, Pitts, and Bijan as the first 3 targets, and you're running the ball heavy with Bijan, CP, and Algier, who is your 4th and your 5th target on the team? It's got to be Scotty Miller.
CP, it's got to be there.
CP.
He's a receiver. Yeah.
So if you're looking at your number 2, Falcons fans, don't get worried just yet. I'm looking at the depth behind the 2 and the 3. You can start to go in there with 4 and 5 wide receivers. People want to see Darby finally make the roster. He stuck around this long. He better, man. This man stuck around this long. He better be on that damn 53. This. Man, let me tell you something, man. We about to do a show about Frank Darby in a minute, man.
You got
this man been here this long. Put him on the roster.
John Smith, man. We got
another target. John Smith.
Felipe Frank.
So many.
My girl, Kiki.
Hold on, Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you, honey. Yeah.
We don't bash.
Cover a Madden one day.
Any play. I'd love to see that game. We don't bash any player here. It's all jokes. But guess what? He is a member of this team to go help this team win. Regardless if he missed the catch last year, regardless if he made a block that he shouldn't have, the man tried his hardest to do what he can to help. And guess what? He was on that roster when the team won too as well. So that's the guy who helped go get me a win. And I'm gonna
you can't even get it out.
I'm just gonna say it.
All I know.
I'm just gonna say it.
Shout out to Felipe, but there's gonna be a day that Felipe is not on the team anymore. It's gonna be a crazy day.
You're gonna have sets out there where it's gonna be Drake and Pitts, Jonnu at your tight end spot, Algier wherever he's gonna be, CP wherever he might be. It might even be Robinson too as well. You're gonna have sets where it's gonna be Drake, Bijan, and Pitts. You know what I'm saying? I'd even put Mac Hollins in none of those situations. Scotty Miller's going to be out there for his set. You might even see Hodge out there. He's a gunner. You might even see Hodge out there.
Yeah.
But you want to see different formations this year from the Falcons because now you have a different skill set with a guy like Bijan. Kyle Pitts, we want to talk about here too as well shortly. And before we wrap it up, because we don't know if he's going to be 100% coming back and if he's playing in the preseason, if he's going to be ready for camp. It's a lot going on with that too as well, Chase. He wasn't at OTAs at the Benz, right?
Right.
Okay. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying. Big answer in the chat. Jeff Okudah will be a comeback player of the year candidate.
Man, that is my
I
hope.
would love to see it. Love to see it.
Hope. He's going to be on a team with some pass rush, and he can actually. He wasn't bad in Detroit last year. That's what people fail to realize.
Yeah.
I know everybody in Detroit hated him because he had all that stuff happen. But he was not bad last year. Like
Eric Parker said, Terry was handing out so much money they re-signed him too.
Jeff was just on a team that had no talent around him and was trying to prove so much as an overall pick. He had so much weight on him. So Jeff definitely, I think, will shine with a little less.
They threw him in the secondary with no pass rush and said, "Save us."
Yeah.
And what happened? He was out there getting toasted, roasted, and looked busted and disgusted. And there wasn't nothing you could do but just blame him because he was the top pick. But they set him up for failure because the coaches, I think it was Matt Patricia and all them other bum-ass coaches, just didn't know what to do. They were trash, okay? And I'm just telling the truth. So, and then he got on there, good coach, Campbell. He's a good coach. I like him.
Dan Campbell's a fighter, man.
Yeah. And they got him a little pass rush last year, and that helped him a little bit. And he was okay. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm rooting for Okudah for sure.
Demetrius Wilson, shout out Demetrius here in the chat. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. For all you Falcon fans here in the chat. Let's see. You said, I have a question. What do we do if Desmond does not come out and perform this year? I've been saying it since they made him the starter.
Taylor Heineke's right behind him.
Taylor's behind him. If he doesn't perform, it's not going to be that go out there and get a Bridgewater next year or go find another Mariota. No, it's time to go get your franchise quarterback, and you're going to have to use your first round pick and go draft one because you're going to be in that moment where you said, "Oh, you miss on Lamar. All right, cool. We won't give a shit." We went with Ritter. He didn't perform. But guess what? We go to the next step. Use your first round pick next year and go get a quarterback. There's 4 guys right now they're pumping up to be top 10 right now. They haven't even thrown a football. College hasn't even started yet. 4 guys they're already pumping up to be top 10 quarterbacks right now. So if Ritter doesn't perform, that means what do you mean by not performing too as well? Are we going to have a losing record? Is he throwing a bunch of interceptions? Is he getting benched? Does Taylor come in and make us a 500 team and then we get over the hump type of thing? We don't want that. But if it does happen, I say go and use your first pick next year and get a quarterback. You use your first pick a couple years ago and got a tight end. Use your first pick a couple years ago and got Drake London. You just used it and got a running back. What's going to hurt you from getting a quarterback with the first round pick?
Not going to hurt you.
It's not going to hurt you.
You build your offense.
You're not getting Herbert and Joe Burrow, though. I'm telling you right now. So don't even think about it. Falcon fans, we're going crazy here. Chat is lit. Thomas Scott's here in the chat from the Rise Up tour. He said, "Rise up, ladies and gentlemen."
Rise up,
What's
sir.
good, Thomas?
What's up, Thomas?
Shout out to Demetrius. He said, "I think he's going to perform just fine, but I was just wondering what if things don't go as planned? What is the backup plan?" Taylor's the backup plan right now.
Taylor's a vet. He's done it. He's beat the Falcons himself. I've seen it twice.
And then he beat us 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
He did, home and away.
Yep.
But I must say, this Taylor is not just your normal backup in the NFL.
He's scrappy.
Right.
He's a scrappy type of dude. He's going to try to go out there and help you get the win. This is not San Francisco's situation when Purdy went down and Josh Johnson came in and they ran the ball 15 times. We're not seeing that. You might see Heineke come in and we throw for 225 or 250. This kid might light it up. So for him to understand what his role was coming to Atlanta and be cool with it, and you got a guy who just beat you twice in the past 2 years, I will get him too.
Right.
And
he got him a little following too.
He does have a little following. He's a Georgia kid too as well. I'm mistaken, right?
Georgia guy.
Yep, from ATL.
Moon Vibes is in the chat. Moon Vibes TV said, "What's wavy, Falcons family?"
What's good, Moon Vibe?
Man,
What's up?
new
Appreciate
season
the
wavy
view.
dog.
YMOF Jamal is in the chat. He said, "What's up, everybody? Rise."
What's
What's
good, bro?
good? What's
Rise
good?
up,
Rise
rise
up,
up.
rise up, sir.
David's in the chat. He said, "What's up, guys and gals?" Shout out to Dave.
Dave. What's up, Dave?
Shout out Dave, man.
What is going on here? Julio, I miss you. Pouring one up for Quintoris on this Sunday night.
Sheesh.
Wowzers.
Let that
Moon
man go
vibes.
sell Kias in peace, please.
Shit.
I will
Oh.
say this now. I ain't going to trip. If something gets worked out and Julio doesn't mind taking a 1-year deal
Yeah,
to
you
come
want
back
him
here and
back.
retire and all that stuff.
I knew you
Amen.
finna say that.
Amen.
I knew you finna say that.
Because I got the jersey,
I'm
man.
still bitter.
I got the
I'm
jersey
still
too.
bitter. I'm still bitter about that. Oh, I'm out of there. Well, stay out of here.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah.
But we're
I
lit,
don't
man.
know. Maybe it's deeper than that. I want to hope it was deeper than that. It had nothing to do with the city and the organization. I don't know.
Hit that share, Dave. Hit
It'll
that
come
share.
out
Well,
one
Dave's
day.
been
Hit that
here
like.
since he was subscriber like number 2, bro.
Yes, sir.
Like
Yeah,
Dave was here on draft night last year, bro.
Mm-hmm.
he
Dave has
was, man.
died hard.
Shout out Dave.
Falcon fan. 407 subs is absurd at this point, people. Let's get to 1,000. Come on, guys. Hey, hit that like button,
Right?
hit that share button, hit
Hit
the
that share, hit that
subscribe
share.
button, hit those stars, tag your Falcons friends and family. If you're on YouTube, subscribe one time for the fan on Anchor and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Follow everything because we are on the move, y'all. We really are trying to bring y'all the best content here when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons. We have a lot of other content creators here in the chat too as well who do a great job representing the Atlanta Falcons too as well. So shout out to those guys as well. Here on One Time for the Fan, we keep it positive. You know, we love talking about the Falcons in a positive way. We want to see the team win. When they lose, we still try to find ways to win because that's what the team is trying to do. That's what we're going to do too as well. Because nobody, what did Eric Parker say? You don't practice to lose, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. We don't practice to lose, man. That was like quote of the year right there.
Put
Yeah,
that on
real.
a t-shirt. Caden getting the green dot. Something that we will talk about. Bubba Gump, I'm glad you brought this up. We can't even get to the topics because the chat's so lit.
Mm-hmm.
Caden getting the green dot is something that we need to talk about because that means Michael Walker is going to be playing behind. He's second in rotation. And Troy Anderson's going to be out there in that field too as well. Troy Anderson has to be your starter. He was one of the first people that Ryan Nielsen called when he got to Atlanta.
Right.
Of
That
course.
says a lot.
He
Right.
spoke high of him in his first interview.
Sure did. Sure did.
Tell you.
Moon vibes. Janu. People sleep on Janu. Bodie, they sleeping on Janu?
Everybody's sleeping on Janu, man. Janu was a low-key pickup. We got him for a 7th. Like, that's crazy. He's going to come out and eat. He's going to eat. He's going to get his touchdowns. He's going to eat.
Chase, people sleeping on Janu?
Most def. I slept on him there for a little while when we first signed him. Didn't know much about him, but did some research on the guy, and just because of his size and the athleticism that he brings, he had one season that he did really, really well, and almost like a receiver too. So, yeah, Johnny's being slept on. I think Archie Smith finds a way to use him, and I think the red zone offense is about to be nasty.
Jeff Wolf said, bite your tongue. Franks is FedExed out of here. Trust me. So Jeff Wolf has been correct on a lot of stuff. I must say he has been in here. Calvin Ridley, get ready for it. He's out of here. Deion Jones, don't wear your jerseys. He's out of here. Plus he showed up to camp at 2:00 in the morning for an 8:00 practice. I don't know what the fuck. But Jeff Wolf, diehard Atlanta Falcon fan. I think Franks possibly might make the 53 again because the tight end and the quarterback situation. I do believe the new rule is your quarterback 3 doesn't count for your roster slot or something that I heard. I have to go back and look into that. Just make sure it is true.
Yeah, put
but if
DJ
that
on
is
the
the
quarterback,
case, 'cause I
man.
posted it on One Time for the Fans page. I was like, Felipe Franks watching that new NFL rule about the quarterback spot.
Sheesh.
Because that's going to be your QB3. If not on your roster, he's going to be your tight end 4. Pitts is doing too much. Janu's will be doing a lot. Who's your other 2 tight ends? Seems like they love Franks over there in Flowery Branch.
Seems like it.
We
Patrick,
still got Hesse though, right?
fullback.
Yeah, we let
We
go
do
of
got
Rainey.
Hesse.
Yeah, we got Hesse.
We let
still as
Rain
well,
go.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Hesse's going to be your 3 and he's your blocking tight end, he might slip into a slot every now and then.
You still
You
got
know, with the
Fitzpatrick.
way,
Big body Fitzpatrick.
Oh, yeah, Fitzpatrick.
yeah,
John Fitzpatrick.
John
from
Fitzpatrick.
UGA.
So the battle might be between those 3 as well: Hesse, Fitzpatrick, and Franks. But don't forget, if you're using that QB3, yeah, the rule was because of the 49ers situation, they added a QB3 spot that it doesn't take up for your roster spot. And that, if you're looking at Franks, he's like, well, shit, I used to play quarterback.
The crazy
Don't
thing
be upset
is,
you see him on that roster. I won't.
please stop. The thing is that I think Hesse is the best blocking tight end we have. So that's
He's one of them, yeah, especially in that run game.
He's the best blocking, like out of Pitts and out of Janu.
Yeah.
He's the best. So Hesse might be around. Yeah, we'll see.
Demetrius Wilson, I'm getting a F New Orleans flag made right now, and I'll be flying it high and proud in New Orleans.
Meet you
this year.
down there,
Well,
brother. Meet you down there.
if you're going to New Orleans, one time for the fan will be there. Chase will be there. Bodie will be there. Kiki, I'm sure, will be there. Rise Up Tour will be there. You know, we had the party last year. It was a sellout. Massive event. It was massive, lad, as they say in the UK. But we went crazy down there in New Orleans, from the casino to the meet and greet, walking back to the game too as well, coming back to Bourbon Street, the restaurants, having a good time. It's just New Orleans does provide that entertainment for you. Not going to lie. But when you get into that stadium, it was all F the Saints 24/7. You get outside the stadium, need a shrimp po' boy. That's how I look at it.
You sure etouffee? You etouffee?
Crawfish etouffee. What that guy said? Y'all down here eating. What he say to us, Chase? Y'all down here eating up all of our crawfish etouffee. I was dying. We stood on the corner. We just came out of that. We just came out of dinner, right, Chase?
We was headed to dinner.
Heading to dinner on the back by the city hall, and here come these two New Orleans fans. Hey, Wardy.
Ready to talk trash.
Hey, Wardy. Ready to talk some trash. Y'all get down here eating up our crawfish etouffee. I guess.
It is good.
Etouffee on my face.
Get the etouffee on my face. One time for the fan. Remember Bodie inside the stands, Chase at the game? That's a man, Saints fan. That's a man.
Yep.
They were scared shit, boy. They were scared so hard in the fourth quarter. They was waiting.
Yeah, they were ready to get up.
They
out
were
of there.
so glad the Saints won, because that section next to us, Chase, they turned around and made sure we knew that this game is over. So I was like, boy, boy, as soon as London fumbled that ball, boy.
Yeah.
Life's
head.
Boy,
That y'all's rookie.
hurt.
That y'all's rookie.
Bruh.
That hurt.
London, man, I tell you, man, as a diehard Falcon fan, man, we were down there. You know, we go to all these games, bro, away games, man. I must say, when you're in somebody else's stadium and you're winning, it's no better feeling. When I was in Seattle watching Geno Smith drive down the field, I think I was Richie Grant who got the pick.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks fans knew who Atlanta fans were that day. Because once that pick happened, it was like, bye. Everyone, you go get up out of here. And it just felt good walking back from Lumen's Field all the way down to downtown Seattle, man. There's so much I can talk about here. Rise Up Tour. Yeah. Make sure you guys get your memberships for the Rise Up Tour if you're going to any away games this year. Check out the Rise Up Tour. Put on meet and greets, parties for the Falcons, that type of stuff right there. But it's from us. We're an organized fan club. This is not the Falcons itself. This is us. Let's see. Bubba Gump's here in the chat. Big Ant's in the chat. Padres in the chat. D. Sloan's in the chat. Kimberly Perez. So many people's in the chat here. Can we get security for Bijan to make sure he doesn't ever meet Mariah Mills or Brittany Renner? Sheesh, what is going on here on one time?
Bijan, seriously though. Yeah.
I will say this, Kiki, back me up. It's the new. It's 2023. Celebrities, NFL players, all this stuff. Y'all got to be careful, man.
Yeah.
Y'all can't be doing no nonsense like this, man. That was supposed to be a big moment for that young man when he said he was getting ready to have a baby. That jump went sideways in a matter of seconds.
Quick.
And it's still going sideways right now. That man don't get no sleep over this right now. But guess what?
He's put tagging him in every 30 minutes on Twitter.
All he had to do was just not respond long time ago.
Crazy, bro.
Not answer it long time ago. Man, this is bad. Now, I don't want to get to it because we talking about the Falcons here. We're gonna lose people. Let's get them back on track. But yes, we would like for some of these players to know that, hey, man, you're going to meet somebody here in life. But
Yeah.
there's some people out here trying to go after your money, man. They want your money, man. Just be careful. Kiki, they want your money.
And they got to know that Arthur Blank do not like all that bad attention off the field either. He don't like mess. So.
Yeah, Bijan seemed pretty grounded. I'm
yeah, he does. He does. If you follow him on Instagram, he does post like a lot of Bible verses and things like that.
I mean,
so
he's got his own mustard. Come on.
Very,
Which dude, some dude on the dude I was talking about earlier, he said that he's gonna squirt his mustard all over opponents. I was like, whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Somebody did post on Twitter. They said if he goes for 2,000 all-purpose yards, he'll eat a gallon of the mustard on live stream. I'm like, well, you better get ready for this shit.
Heartburn like a motherfucker.
That tweet has been saved about 150,000 times.
You gonna go join Elizabeth for real?
D. Sloan, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Who do you all see being an impact player on offense or defense? Defense, can I go with Calais Campbell?
Yeah.
Offense, I go with Bijan, man. I gotta go with Bijan. This kid is getting the hype for some. Man, I can't. I don't want to get to it. Chase, go ahead.
Defense, I'd have to say Jesse Bates. I think he solidifies the past defensive problems that we've had the past 2 to 3 years. Just to have that cleared up and a little bit of pass rush with Calais Campbell. So yeah, Jesse Bates on D line or D end, and then offense, I have to say, I'm gonna say Desmond Ridder. I think Desmond Ridder comes out here with a chip on his shoulder and balls out for all the haters. So I'm ready to see it.
Real quick, I'm gonna say
impact player on offense and defense.
Appreciate it. Quick, I'm gonna say I got 2 on defense. I'm gonna say he's gonna turn up Troy Anderson and AK. They're gonna be turned.
Yes, sir.
This year, they're gonna be different players this year. So I expect them to be that. And then defense, I think the X factor, like we were already good with Bijan and London, but I think the X factor is really Pitts. Pitts is gonna really take us over the top.
Yeah,
like you don't draft a tight end that high for him not to be as nice as he is and not take us over the top. He got drafted higher than London did and Bijan, so it's gonna be Pitts.
Yeah,
Kiki.
Definitely defense is Calais Campbell because you need that veteran presence in the locker room. Get the boys hype. And offense, Desmond Ridder, because we setting him up for success. So can't lose. If he loses, then I don't know what to say.
Falcon fans. Let's get to the last topic of tonight before we go ahead and get up out of here. Quick hot take. I posted this in our chat, Kiki, Chase, Bodie, because we have been talking about the offensive line. And a lot of fans here do listen to PFF. They love the stats. They love everything that PFF does when they break down, player rankings and so forth. But to see a player who you wouldn't expect on this list in the top 15 kind of has Falcon fans, even me, feeling much better about this team. We don't talk much about Drew Dalman. We don't. I don't think we've mentioned his name, Chase, probably 50 times here on this channel, not even 20 times here on this channel. But we're going to talk about Drew Dalman just a little bit tonight because PFF has the top 32 center rankings going into this season. And look who's on the list at number 15. Drew Dalman. I'm sorry, number 13. Drew Dalman. Falcon fans, now you might look at it like, well, oh my God, number 13, that ain't shit. It kind of is.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
It's pretty good in this league where you have put together this scheme of running the ball so well. You've drafted a running back this year. You got Tyler from last year. He went over 1,000. You still got CP. Huntley did, do a decent job helping out for when he got into the game before the ACL situation. But to have Drew Dalman ranked on this PFF ranking list, Bodie, Chase, Kiki, how should Falcon fans feel about this? That now the center, a position that I thought they was going to go after in free agency, because a couple veteran centers was out there, like the Madden grade, where like your guy's like a 71, but you see like an 89, so you go after and get them. There was a couple centers out there where fans would have said, man, that guy would have fit well with this offense. You got to get Dahlman up out of here. But no, that's not the case.
You need to stop looking at them damn free agents and Madden.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
Random motherfuckers on there. You see Dahlman's a 71, and you go see a free agent about a 78 on there.
I'm just putting it out there so fans can just see it easier, because you will see some players go back to the free agency, y'all. Let's go back. The dude from the Titans got released. Cuz from the Colts got released. The center from the Colts. A couple more players were still available at the center position, where you would have said that is an upgrade from Dahlman.
Right.
So you think, Falcons fans.
Because
the Falcons are running with Dahlman. And at the center position, he's not Alex Mack. I'm not saying he's Alex Mack, so please don't get there. He's ranked 13th in the NFL for PFF rankings going into this year. This is before he even steps on the field. With an offensive line who ran the ball very good last season. Jake Matthews, Chris Lindstrom, who's the best guard in the league. Kelly McGarry, who is top 5 or top 10 tackle in the league from last year. Him and Jake Matthews are paired, as we talked about it last week. Him and Matthews being the top 2 tackles on going into this season, together, paired. And then you got Drew Dahlman now in a league of his own at number 13 on this list. Chase Bodie Key, how are we feeling about Drew Dahlman now going into this season? This kid got a little light underneath his foot right now. Got a little spark.
Yeah, it's dope. This team's got an identity, and a lot of fans are against Dahlman, but his team's got an identity, and Smith and Terry know what player fits that identity and what they're looking for in this offense, and Drew Dahlman's that guy. Dahlman's the guy that Smith's praised at the end of the year and said that he was his starting center. So for Dahlman to hit number 13 at a top 20 center, that's huge. He's a young guy. He's making a name for himself in the league, and sure enough, the run game spoke for what he was able to do last year. So I know he had a couple of issues with high snaps, but something that can be coached
or low ones.
Yeah,
or low ones.
Something that can be coached or and fixed. So I'm ready to see Dahlman battle for that spot and hopefully lock it down.
I don't think there's a battle now. Last year was the battle with him and Hennessy. We talked about it on the podcast. What do y'all see at camp? Well, we see Hennessy and Dahlman battling for first team. Coach said it. Center, guard, tackle was the 3 positions last year. Center is locked. Guard is locked. Tackle is locked. So where's the battle now this year, Falcons fans?
Left guard.
It would be the other guard position that we talked about. It's your wide receiver at 3, 4, and 5. But Bodie, Kiki, Drew Dahlman. How should fans feel about this now that he has a high ranking right now on PFS ranking system for centers before he steps on the field? How should fans feel about that?
Ladies first.
Ladies first. There you go, Bodie.
Give him a chance. Like you said, he did have some issues with snaps being too high, too low. My daddy said he felt like he just was doing it because he didn't want to play with who.
Gosh.
Your daddy's funny, man.
So
not Marietta.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So
not marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana.
3,000. Drew Dahlman. Haven't spoken about him much. Is there a breakdown
that
coming?
Jack Pack.
What you got for Drew Dahlman, Bodie?
Shit. Chase said that. What did you say? This team got a. I messed the joke up. I was just gonna say you don't have a phone. Anyway, you don't have a phone. I mean, like y'all said it. I mean, Dahlman. They love Dahlman. They drafted Dahlman. They like the guy. Okay, it's not a bad center. I mean, he's not an elite. But who is? How many elite centers are there in history? They're few and far in between. So,
all right.
I mean, but he's a damn good starter. Besides the snaps, but we'll get past that. And we was able to be a top 10 running team with him there. We couldn't have did it without him. So, I mean, it makes sense. They got to start seeing us now. I mean, there was a lot of good shit that came out of that season last year. Besides marinara sauce.
Gosh, not marinara sauce. One time for the fan. It's big for Falcon fans to know that Drew Dahlman now gets some praise, because we don't talk about him much here on this channel. Falcon fans don't talk about him much on Twitter. Go type his name in on Twitter, see how much people has mentioned Drew Dahlman's name.
It's not a pretty thing to talk about the center on anybody's team.
It's not a sexy thing to talk about, as they would call it, sexy position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As important as it is, it's just not. So
for fans now, you can now say that you're a center through PFF. We want him to get on the field. We want to see what this team does. But to have him at number 13 shows that, for me as a fan, I'm even more confident now about this offensive line. Because if Dahlman did see that, that means that the people who do these stats and all these rankings and all that stuff, the numbers, that means they're watching Dahlman really well. Because the offense was pretty decent last year. We were putting up over 20 points for a majority of the games in the season. We came back also that week 2 game against the Rams. Certain games you look at it and you say, damn, this offensive line is moving well. It wasn't just Lindstrom. It was Lindstrom, Matthews, Wilkerson, McGarry, and Dahlman.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Drew Dahlman for being on this list, and I'm glad that he is there. Because if you would have had him at 27th or 30th, you would have had Falcon fans like, get him out of here.
Facts.
Yeah.
But you get something positive now, and here comes one time for the fan to talk about that, because we want to let you know that you have a guy who through PFF also said Bijan's probably going to get Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
A lot of their stats that they put out too as well from this team, Drake London, all that type of stuff. So they do a very good job covering NFL teams and players.
Right.
But this statistic right here with Drew Dahlman, I feel really good about it. I'm sure Dahlman feels good about it too. And I hope some of these players read this stuff, because, these are the positive things that you want to build that mental going out there. You know what I'm saying? If Grady Jarrett knows that he's going into this season as the number 1 defensive tackle going into the league, I mean, he's going to play like the number 1 defensive tackle going into the league. Aaron Donald knew the NFL knew that he was the best player damn near on that defensive line that they've ever seen since probably
forever.
Man, in a long time.
Right.
So Aaron Donald was playing like that. Grady Jarrett, Calais Campbell. That's why Calais Campbell talked about not running to his side. He said his body of work has shown it. His resume has shown do not run to his side. He ain't just talking that shit. He's lived that.
Mm-hmm.
I see a big 6'9" motherfucker on too. I'm not running over there either.
Facts.
Coming over you like this.
You have to and go to players that's played against him for a while. They would say the same thing. Yeah, you can't run the Calais Campbell side, bro. Go to coaches that's coached against him. Like, yeah, he's like that.
Even now.
So add him to that Jesse Bates and AJ Terrell and Jeff Okudah and Eddie Goldman. We haven't even spoken about Eddie Goldman as much. Eddie Goldman, when he was out there playing for the what?
Yeah,
that's a name that's a name not. I mean, that's a name to be excited about, but that's also a name that I would say to not be too surprised if he gets cut. This is a guy that hasn't played in a couple of years. It's a guy that retired last year, so just something to watch. Definitely battling for a position right now. But yes, Eddie Goldman was a fanatic. When he was in the league and making sacks and pressuring quarterbacks, he's definitely a dominant force.
And Chase, you took the words out of my mouth. It's crazy. I was going to say something like that. I was going to say, hey, my guy ain't played in a couple years. He retired. He signed with us, then he retired. That means his mental isn't all the way here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing to think about. I mean, maybe he'll come back and be all invested, but something had him up in the air. So you just never know. You just never know. But I hope he makes it. But I hope he makes the best decision for him, though. So.
Last take of the night. Then we get to Demetrius Wilson. If you're looking at that position too as well, I mean, you have 7-8 outside linebackers in the building too as well. The way they're gonna be flipping the scheme around. I mean, Coach talked about it. This is gonna be one of the hardest 53s he's ever had to put together. Because there's a lot of big names on this team.
Yeah.
And then some of the smaller names who's getting their step up, they're coming up too. You don't want to just let this guy go like. Can't let him go. Quadri, I wasn't too upset about letting go. Caleb, I understand it, but if he has to go, he has to go. Ogundeji, if he has to go, he has to go. I understand it. Yeah. But if you're letting go of like if Tyquan has to go, yes.
Jalen Field.
Yeah.
Peace.
If Hollins goes, he goes. But I don't want to see someone like if Jalen has to go. I don't want to see Richard Grant gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's certain players I don't want to see leave the building. But we'll get to that when that time comes.
We'll get there.
To break down the 53. Key, Eddie Goldman, Any thoughts about him before we get up out of here?
I seriously forgot that he came back, honestly, because I mean, I was like, what's the purpose of coming back? Like, where your head at?
Mm-hmm.
That was my thing with that. So, I mean,
Mhm.
that'll be interesting.
It is going to be interesting to see Coach put together this 53 with Terry and everybody because we want to see who's going to be out there to go compete and help us win a Super Bowl. Demetrius Wilson, hot take. Last question before we get up out of here. What do y'all think about Arthur Smith saying to Grady, this is his team this year? Kiki?
I mean, where's the lie?
Mm.
Where's the lie? I mean, he's one of the. Him and Jake Matthews are like the only two that's left from 2016.
From the old years, yeah. From
So
the first,
I mean, it's their team in my opinion. So,
Bodie, it's not Felipe Frank's team. Arthur Smith saying to Grady that this is his team this year. Bodie, your thoughts?
You sure? You sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
I mean, shit. Grady, that dog, man, still out here cooking. Like I said, even on the team last year, the team was not good last year. Not on defense. So, still out here cooking. Now he got talent around him. I wouldn't be surprised if he got career high in sacks. And
right,
it's just his team. It's his team, man. It's his team, man. Shout out Grady. That's what you tell your vet because that's what it is. I mean, it ain't a Calais team. He just got here. You know what I'm saying? He don't know. He don't know the team like it. It just and Calais understands that. He respects that. Grady been here, so it's Grady's team. I believe that.
Chase,
Grady's that guy. Yeah, Grady's that guy. He's been here for a while. He's repped the A pretty damn well, I'd say, since he's been in Atlanta. So yeah, it's Grady Jarrett's team. Ready for Grady to shine beside Calais. We all seen it with Dwight Freeney. All the man needed was a little help. He said it himself. He needs some help.
Right.
Can't do it on his own. So I think that's Terry and Smith answering to what their star player wanted and needed. So I'm ready to see it unfold. I'm ready to see this season.
Falcon fans.
Guarantee you it ain't same shit, different year this year.
Fact.
It is. It's definitely not.
Different.
It starts week
Different
1
year.
at the Benz, beating the Panthers. You get your home opener win.
We lit.
Fans have been waiting for a long time at the
I'll be there.
Benz. You also get your 1-0 start, a winning record. Then you had the Packers week 2.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that, y'all?
We on top.
that's an easy 2-0 right there. Like
Gotta
That
be.
is.
I mean, they
beautiful
already
2-0.
crowning Jordan Love because he sat behind Rodgers, but that don't really mean anything. I mean, I think Rodgers is an asshole, so that don't mean he was teaching Jordan Love anything. So, and Bryce Young, well, that's your ass, buddy.
Seeing the picture that Eric posted with Calais Campbell is like the giant. He's getting ready to flick like Bryce Young. Like that was just hilarious because that kid.
I got Bryce Young right over here, man. So say what's up, Bryce.
Somebody was on a podcast and they were talking about. I think it was Sue. That's about how they would attack the Bryce Young situation. And he was just saying as a rookie and how little he is, you just got to bring the pressure. And I believe 100% Arthur Smith's bringing the pressure week 1.
Yeah.
If you're looking at this team versus last year, bringing the pressure is built differently. And you can see it along that line. Because some fans have the 53 vision in their head. I'm looking at it right now. If you're putting Grady and David Yamyada out there with Calais Campbell, Zoe Carter.
With an 8K rotation.
D'Angelo Malone gets his third downs every now and then. But you got Zach Harrison too as well. Wherever you can put Caden Hillis into that mix too as well.
A healthy Taquan Graham
or Eddie Goldman. I want to see Goldman get out there, man. That little joke, man, that joker was a problem when he was playing in the NFL. But then he took a year off and everything. And
right.
I want to see what happens this preseason because if he goes out there preseason and gets like balls out, bro. Like I'm talking about like crazy in the preseason. Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, because we're talking about Abdullah Anderson and Jalen Dalton last year. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were hyping them cats up.
Shout out to Abdullah. That man came in at work. Shout out to Abdullah.
He did. Abdullah did all he could, bro. He did, and he got on somebody else's team. I don't know who he played for now.
I think he's with the Commanders now. I think.
There you go.
The team that can't even get copyright for their name.
Right. They might as well go back being the Deadskins at this point. I mean,
they couldn't get copyright for Commander.
Somebody's already claimed that. I'm not
Who
sure what they're gonna
fucked
do.
that up? All right, that's another.
That front office is like a shit show over there.
Yeah,
like
it's a
it's
clown
been
show.
for years.
Yeah, okay.
Falcon fans. Falcon
Should have
fans.
been called
Falcon
a
fans.
generals.
Jeez.
Right. I mean,
Sheesh. We are lit this year. Here on One Time for the Fan, and in the
Colonel
Benz, and
Sanders
on
chicken.
the road. What's up, Bodie?
No,
What
I'm
happened?
just blurting out. I said Colonel Sanders chicken. I don't know shit.
Shit.
I'm just blurting out shit.
but I
guys.
mean, that fan base, most of them are like 70, 80-year-olds anyway. So I mean,
I know, right?
yeah,
Damn red.
Bunch of Yankees.
yeah,
Yeah, they about to die out.
yeah.
One Time for the Fan. Had a great show tonight. Kiara, thanks once again for checking in. Bodie 3000, Chase 1000. Any final thoughts before we get up out of here, y'all? Chase?
Yep. Appreciate that. Tune in. Recent subs. If you get the chance, check out the channel, Dirty Fanatics United at Chase_ATL. Hit the like, hit the sub. Yeah, appreciate the views. If you ain't hit the sub and like for One Time for the Fan, hit it. Appreciate y'all.
Dirty Fanatics United.
Yes, sir.
Going ham. Duncan. Oh, shit. Bodie.
Oh, you think about them donuts you ate?
Play Brown? And you Duncan Penny Hughes?
You talking about Duncan? You think about them donuts you just ate before the show? Don't do me like that.
That movie is a classic too as well. Bodie, what you got for us tonight, The Professor, man? Any final thoughts when we get up out of here, man?
Man, let's shout out to going was it how many games played? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 and 0 or something like that. Super Bowl?
Coach said he's hoping to play 20 plus games this year.
Yeah. Me too. Shout out to that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the fan base. Shout out to One Timer. Shout out to shout out to everything, man. This is great. It's great to live right now. It's great to be alive. So
Football is almost back, baby.
football is it's coming back slowly but surely. Duncan Pendergrass.
That was classic. Was the one with Wedge, right? When Wedge was showing up. That's what the bully was trying to beat up.
I don't remember that being house party. I remember it being
that was classic. That was Wedge. Yeah. When Wedge kept showing up in class trying to beat him. That's a classic, y'all. One time for the fan. Kiki, hashtag one timers, hashtag the fan club. Hit that like button, share button, subscribe button, hit the stars. What's up, Kiki?
Shout out to everybody in the chat. This was fun. And let's go get that Super Bowl. Let's go bring that Lombardi to Atlanta. It's time.
Yes, it is.
It's definitely time to bring the Super Bowl to Atlanta, and the bus won't be going that fast, y'all, because it doesn't have to get to Cobb County. So don't worry about it. This ain't gonna be the Braves parade. We always like, where'd the bus go? Bus been gone. This is downtown Atlanta, y'all. We talking about probably one of the biggest Super Bowl parades you've ever seen. When Atlanta has their Super Bowl parade, we finna party up in this joker.
Oh yeah, hey, Spade, you need some hair? I can donate you some hair.
Shit.
Got him.
One time for the fan. We'll be back next week. Might have a pop-up show this week where we can get some more fans in here talking Falcons football. Chase, unless you do something on Dirty Fanatics United and invite us, we'll go ahead and
he ain't gonna do nothing because he lost his password on his other.
Shit!
Oh my god.
We know he's gonna be doing it from the house. It won't be a mobile podcast.
Yeah,
I tell you this. Next week, let's chat it up. Jeff Wolf brought up something about Tampa and Tennessee and these away games. Let's talk about some away games next year, Falcons fans, because we already know the home games. Let's talk about the away games. I've been to a lot of stadiums, so I can share some experiences with you all, because I know a lot of people here are traveling this year, not only with the Rise Up Tour, but they're traveling, with their friends, with their family, to go to some of these away games. So maybe we can talk about some away games next week. Because we have Detroit. Then we have London against the Jags. That's going to be a tough game. Now, you don't lie. It's going to be a tough game. Then you have, what else? Tennessee, Tampa. Who else? The Jets, New York, Carolina, Stinky Town. Chicago on New Year's is going to be a tough game, because I went in September and it was cold as a mother. So just imagine Chicago on New Year's out there. What is it, 1:30, 4 o'clock game or something? It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. Falcon fans here in the chat going to London and all that stuff too as well. We'll talk about that. So next week, let's talk about some away games. We'll be back talking Falcons football. Kiki, once again, I'm glad you're here because you get a chance to hear the greatest outro you've ever heard in your life. It's called Acoustic Cinematic, right?
Lord.
There goes Booty.
Can you hear it? There it is.
Chase, you can use that in your nursery.
Huh?
You're losing.
Chase
Losing
can use
people.
that in the baby nursery.
There we go.
Yeah.
Chase, you gonna put that in the nursery? Acoustic Cinematic?
I turned the spotlight on for that.
Sheesh. One time for the fan. Bodie's out.
Cut
He's
that
back
out.
to work.
We're losing ratings.
We'll be back next week's ratings. Wait till we get that check. You're gonna see it. They're gonna say it. You guys still have the acoustic cinematic. That's part of the deal too as well.
Nobody's saying that.
One time for the fan. We back next week Sunday. We're about this thing, y'all. Rise up.
Down.
Bodie, make sure you have a fro next week. We're losing ratings.